Okay, this is day 114. This is part three. We're going to go from a spy ring in Congress to a drug ring in Congress. And I know nobody wants to hear that, but we are going from a spy ring in Congress to a drug ring in Congress. I had said before that there was a theft ring to enable that. No one believed me until the Operation Cassandra stuff came out. Again, I'm going to say that that is just a vehicle, no pun intended, to the drug ring in Congress. That's the big news here. So we'll do spy ring first. This article came out in the New York Times. Just a laughable article of just someone really trying to be a spy novel writer. It's a very simple story. The Russian here is Oleg Deripaska. The intermediary in Germany is Ina Kirsch. And the buyers here are the CIA to basically have a cover story for how did we get these cyber weapons into the hands of the Awans, and I also believe the Russians that are in the Cozy Bears and the Fancy Bears. These tools leave signatures. You then have to explain, how did that happen? How did the Awans have this tool in Grand Rapids, Michigan to hack into Trump Hotel? How did that happen? They left a signature. Somebody had to give them that weapon. How did they get $1 million weapon from the NSA here? This is where I got squared off on by one over-anxious cop here when I was trying to take a picture of the parking lot on Sunday at NSA in Fort Meade when 12 other cops were standing around me. I was a real threat with my cell phone. But anyway, this has to be explained. How did these people in Centreville, how did these Russians in Centreville get these cyber weapons that were leaving hacks? You have to explain it, and you've got to go to this New York Times and whoever your favorite writer is. I feel bad for Matt Rosenberg because I'm sure he thinks he's writing a story that's true. One other thing that comes up in this story is also that the NSA gave out 10 codes through their Twitter account. Again, I say everybody laughed at me when I said Freitag codes through the Twitter and spent time on that. Now the New York Times confirms that that is indeed how this happened. 10 different times. 10 different codes went out for 10 different cyber weapons. You can read it in the New York Times. Now let's move to the the drug ring in Congress. I hate to say this, but the spy ring is just to enable a drug ring. A spy ring is just to make sure that your drug ring isn't going to get caught. The vehicle theft ring was a vehicle for the drug ring. The money maker, the big money maker, the dog here, the elephant in the room is Operation Cassandra. This is $200 million a month. The spy ring is going to help you intimidate everybody in Congress so nobody will stop this operation. That's the idea, both in the Senate and the House. You can make money on pay-to-play as well. That's also good. That was more James Comey's idea. But this was Andy's operation with the Awans. Just has to be. Now, I believe Joe Rago was on this case. He was on the case with the drugs coming through Pakistan from, I believe, Russia. I believe Russia initially was Vero Pharmaceuticals was a big part of this. India also was a part of it with generics, but then I believe Pakistan came up to speed, and a lot of the bowl of Huggies, that land there that Imran's dad got, was dedicated specifically to labs for doing their own value add on that opium product. So how this all shakes out over time, with all these other spy stories, the central operation here, and again, this is where you have the soft layer communication system with all the different SEIU branches and so forth, is this Operation Cassandra. This is the story. This is the drug ring in Congress. This isn't a drug ring just in Chantilly, Virginia with soft layer, with a few SEIU bad actors out there. This is a structural Navy Mason fake cop, really weird DE license with DE licenses, hiring truckers that are coming in from other countries that have worked these other rat lines overseas to run drug franchises. I know how unbelievable that sounds. I give that whole idea the name Chinatown. Kind of going back to the British Empire, when the British Empire would set up different commissions in different towns for people, and that was their job. They ran drugs in that town, and they were expected to pay a commission to the Queen. It's the same exact idea. These guys are given all the heraldry and all the pomp and circumstances to run fake police forces. Again, if I hadn't seen it for myself, if I hadn't been squared off on by three guys, and if task force hadn't been squared off on by three guys, we wouldn't say it existed. If I hadn't seen the chief of naval operations in our lobby at 5:30 in the morning, I wouldn't be saying what I am now. This is what they are protecting. Joe Rago was right on top of the story, and this will be the story of our time.